Daf Pei Beis. All right.
Pei Aleph on the bottom.
Pei Aleph on the bottom. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm holding the wrong daf here.
You got the wrong name.
Pei Aleph on the bottom. All right. So we're continuing with the Shita of Reb Shimon. What's not Ma'akev Reb Shimon? Oh. All right, we were discussing Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon holds that any shchita that's not ro'i la'achila is not considered a shchita. So the Mishnah brings 4 examples. You shecht a treifa, a v'dzara, a paraduma, and egla arufa. So now we're going to go, very interesting, that the Gemara, according to some shittas, erases 2 of these examples. First one, says the Gemara, we're holding 3 lines from the bottom of Pei Aleph Amud Beis. Uparas chatos shchita she'inu ru'uyihi. You're telling me that when you shecht a para aduma, the meat is not ready for eating. B'tanya, Reb Shimon oimer para mitama tumas oichlin hoil v'hoisel l'shas ha'koisher. Why is para aduma mitama? Because it had this window of opportunity to be eaten. And any food, any basar that you could eat is oichel, and oichel is mikabel tuma. Why? Pei Beis Omid Aleph, that's our daf. V'or Reb Shimon Milakish, oy mahoy Reb Shimon, paro nivdis al gabe ma'arachta. If you find a better, nicer para aduma, even after it was shechted, you could redeem it and use the second one and use the meat of the first one for yourself. So Mimela, since it has that shasa kosher, so what are you telling me that this meat is not roy la'achila? It is roy la'achila. It has this window that you're able to eat it. I don't know why, for some reason I decided to print this pasuk. Maybe it's important. I guess, it has to be food that you could eat. And if para aduma is not food you could eat, so it's not mikabel tuma. Elamai, it is food. It's food. If it's food, so it's mikabel tuma, and therefore if it's food, it doesn't fit into our Mishnah. Then it's a shchita that's roy la'achila. So the Gemara, Omer Hashem bar Rabba, Omer Rabbi Yochanan, paras chatos eino Mishnah, scratch, delete. You have to take out paras chatos. So down to 3 examples. The Gemara, ve'egla arufa, lav shchita arui. Another example the Mishnah brings. Egla arufa. What's egla arufa? They find a body and they don't know which city, who killed it, where, what. So the closest city brings the egla and they chop off its head. So that meat is not roy la'achila. For the Gemara, it's not a shchita shel roy la'achila. In other words, if you shecht it before you chop off the head, at some point, whatever that point is, even before the chopping of the head, it's already considered an egla arufa halachically. You do a nice shchita, you can't eat the meat. Ask the Gemara, why not? Bosnan nimtza ha'ireg at sheloi ta'arif egla. The whole point of the egla arufa is because we don't know who the killer is. Hill's sitting over here. What's going on? Oh, it's another hill. The whole point is that I don't know who the killer is. But once I find the killer, then it's not a problem. I take the egla arufa, send it right back to where it came from. It has 0 yishkoyach gadol ma'od. It has 0 kedusha. Now I can read. Let's see if I missed anything. Oh, yes, I missed. Where am I? Oh, yeah, but no, I just wrote it right here, I see. They call Oymed Livdois Kipali Dami on Paraduma. Since you could be poided, it's a very important nikuda. I wrote on the side over here. That's why I need my Gemara. I see Baruch Hashem. I got it in time, almost. So what if you could be poided? The point is, Oymed Livdois Reb Shimon holds Kipali Dami. So it's as if you're redeeming Mela, it's Oichel now. Okay, that's in Paraduma. Now we're holding Negel Arufa. Oh, I also pointed out that the Rashi has a good kasha. But, okay, we're done. We're finished. We moved on.
How's the cash?
Rashi's kash is why do you have to come on to? It could be Makabel Tuma because it's Roy Livdois. You could be Makabel Tuma because it itself is Tameh. A part of Tuma is Matame everybody that touches it. Okay. Next time we won't forget the Gemara. Agabai, we're holding in the middle of Egel Aruf here. Says the Gemara, so you're telling me that Egel Arufa, when you find the killer, before you chop its head off, you send it back to the barn, it's mamish mutter to eat. So if you shechted it before, so the bus would be mutter to eat. It's a good shchita, it's a royal achila. So what's the problem? Says the Gemara, therefore, Omar Rabbi Shimon Lagish Mishum Rabbi Yanai, who says this? Rabbi Yanai. Comes Rabbi Yanai and says, Egla Rufa Eino Mishnah. So you have to scratch Egla Rufa from our Mishnah as well. Now we're done. We're down to Treifa and Avodah Zarah. That's it.
This is easy.
Umi Omar Rabbi Yanai Hachi. Rabbi Yanai is the one that said that Eino Mishnah. It's not. You're right. Since Egla Rufa, you could send it to the barn and you could eat the meat. So maybe it's a shchita haruya le'achila. So even Rabbi Shimon would hold that there's oisiv b'noi in such a achila, such a shchita. There is a certain point in Egla Rufa that you can't go back. You can't send it back to the barn. I just don't remember where it is. And the Talmid Chacham sat around, they tried to figure it out where it is. Once it goes down into the Nachal, that's it, you can't take it back. Oh. V'misa, if that's true, that Rav Yanai said that there's a certain point, Lishani kan kodim yirida, kan lachi yirida. So why does Rav Yanai say that you have to take it out of the Mishnah? In the Mishnah where it said that it's not royal achila, because it already passed the point, it's already nachal leison. This thing that we said, that it's not a Mishnah, scratch it out of the Mishnah, wasn't Rabbi Yanai, because Rabbi Yanai holds that there is a point that you can't send it back to the barn. It's Rish Lakish that says take it out of the Mishnah.
Isn't the point is so long that there is a point that you could eat it, then even if later I can, but once I know I can,
but why is it Egla Rufa?
Huh?
What made it Egla Rufa?
I designate it as an Egla Rufa. It's not once it goes down to Nachal Eitan, then I make it Egla Rufa. It's designated as an Egla Rufa.
Obviously, so there's no such thing as designating as Egla Rufa. That's what Rabbi Yanai says. There is no such thing. It has to be a certain point. The point of no return is going down. Just saying that it's Egla Rufa.
No return. That's not that it's not an Egla Rufa until then. Is that what
But
it's saying?
yeah, because once you find the murderer, then there is no Egla Rufa. It didn't exist. So just because he designates, it's not a carbon. But if you bring it into Nachal Eisan, says the Gemara, so it's Rish Lakish.
But then, when you do shech, that it isn't it is a paradoma, it is an egla rufa.
No, Egla Rufa is no shchita. It's knocking off its head. So if you shechted it beforehand, before the knocking of the head, then it never made it.
Okay, so paradoma. When you shech, it becomes a paradoma. It's not going
Right.
back. So
Correct.
So how can you take that?
But the Gemara said you could take it back. You could switch it. You could redeem it.
Even after you shech it.
Yeah, that's what it says. Agabe marachta. You could redeem the meat. Omer Rav Ashi Kavinu Beirav Papi Kashelon. Mi Omer Rav Shimon Lakish Achi. The Rav Shimon Rish Lakish say that it's not a Mishnah that Egla Rufa since Egla Rufa is Royal Achila, you could send it back to the barn. So it's not part of the Mishnah. When you have the Mitzayra, when he wants to become tar, he brings two birds. One they shecht, and then they take the blood of the one they shechted and they put it on the blood on the bird that's not shechted, and then they take that bird with the blood on it and they sprinkle the blood. Then they let it fly away. So when did it become asur? Rabbi Yochanan Omar Mishah Shchita, only the shchita. But if you don't shech the bird, in other words, the second bird is not asur. And Rabbi Yochanan says, and Rish Lakish agrees to this svar also. Rabbi Yochanan says it's impossible to send the bird away into the wild while it's asur, because somebody's going to go ahead and catch it and not know. And they're going to be, you can't be that the Torah said something that could bring to nisr. Okay. Rish Lakish Omar Mishas Lekicha. Okay. But even Rish Lakish admits you're over b'shas lekicha, but once you're done with the whole process, then you can send it away, and the issur goes away. My time of the Rabbi Shimon Lakish, Gomar kicha kicha megla rufa. That's your favorite limud, Mr. Kornbluth, kicha kicha. But there's a different kicha kicha. Learn kicha kicha from Natzdei Ephraim from egla rufa. What do you see? That egla rufa, it's aser. You're telling me that according to Rish Lakish, you could send it back to the barn. It's saying just like I learned mitzvah that the bird becomes aser from the time that you take it, pick it up, similar to what you were saying, from the time that you designate it. And what? How do I know that? From egla rufa. Just like egla rufa, from the time you pick up this animal, you say this is egla rufa, it becomes aser. You can't send it to the barn. Who says this? Rish Lakish. So it can't be that Rish Lakish is the one that says that you can send it back to the barn. You can't. It becomes aser. Hello. No, it's Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan is the one that says that egla rufa is not a Mishnah. Okay, Rabbi Yochanan, who the halacha is like him over Rish Lakish anyways, says that egla rufa is not part of the Mishnah. End of the story. Next Mishnah. Shkoyach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akorni b'dvaroi. Shnayim shelokhu paro uvna. So just a simple halacha. There's a mother and her offspring, which you're not allowed to shecht in one day, and Reuben goes into the store and buys the mother. And then Shimon goes into the store and buys the offspring. Who has the right of shechita that day? Says the Gemara, says the Mishnah, Eiz shelokach rishon, yishchoi rishon. The one who buys first could shecht first. Why? Because the one that buys first, he bought it with the understanding he's going to be able to shecht it. He had no issue of Oisev's B'nai. So the guy that sold the second one, he sold it on condition that the first guy has the right. And if the second one jumped ahead and shechted his Zacha, he's allowed to eat it that day, it's not a problem. We're not telling you halacha that the second guy is also for him to shecht. The halacha is, if they come to Bezin and there's a fight, how do we resolve the fight? The first guy gets the shecht. But it's not that it's an issur for the second guy to shecht before the first guy. Tana,
They don't do it that day before the shechita?
yeah, they're fighting. They're on their way. They both bought it. He's walking and says, by the way, I'm making a barbecue today. I'm going to shecht mine first. He goes, well, I bought mine first. What are you doing? Okay, let's go to the Rav. So the Rav is going to have to resolve this with logic. But if they didn't go to the Rav, it's not like the second guy was over some isser here unknowingly. There's no inherent isser on these animals that this guy should shecht first, this guy should shecht second. It's just in the hilchas maminas, what's proper? How should we act?
Leaving out hilchas maminas, isn't that even of Shnaim she'asu?
Yeah.
Two people doing Aveir on Shabbos together, they're not chayav. So why are these two guys between them?
You mean if they shechted the same exact second?
No, even one after the other.
But that's the whole issue. The Torah says, we're going to see in a second, there's a limud that it's even for two guys, so each guy has to be careful. He has to let the other guy know, hey, I shechted the mother, you better be careful. Let's see it a little bit more in the Lashon here in the Gemara.
It's a in financial rights. He bought an
I
animal.
understand this.
Does he have to delay his
He's asking in the Issa right. Let's see, you might understand a little bit more here, just in the upcoming lines here. The Gemara uses a lashon like he did the right thing. The second guy, if he jumped ahead and did it quickly, he's a zariz, meaning that he didn't want to be over Isser. So he figured if he goes home and he shechs the animal quickly before his friend even has the opportunity to shech, he's for sure not going to be over. His friend might be over. So the Gemara calls him like a little bit of a tzaddik. He's a zariz, viniskar, and he gets to eat the meat. Now it says though in halacha that if Reuven said, by the way, I'm gonna be shechting today, then he's not allowed to be a zariz. This whole zariz is because he doesn't know what Reuven is doing. But if he knows, if he was notified that Reuven, who has the right, then he's not allowed to be a zariz. He's a zariz because he knows that he himself wasn't over on Oisev's B'nai.
Yeah, but if he really knew the din, the fact that the other guy got it first,
yeah,
won it
he's a
first,
bad guy.
He should have let the other guy who got it first, have the right to do shit.
He should have, But in terms of, that's what we're saying. That's why the Gemara points out it's not a isser to shecht first for the second guy. It's not the right thing in Hilchas Mamadas. So if he wants to be careful not to be over a lav, he goes ahead and he does it. Then he notifies the other guy and he says, "You're stuck now." But if the other guy, if they were walking out of the store, the other guy says, "Listen, I am shechting today," then he wouldn't be able to do this. What it would actually be a fneva. The la'alach is a ganav.
One day.
Yeah, okay, but he messed up his friend. His friend bought an animal. He's making a wedding tonight, and he can't use the animal anymore. So he's a ganav. Hilchas Mamanos, he's a ganav. He avoided the isser of Isis B'nai, and he was over another isser called gneva.
Who was the Sarah?
What?
You bought an animal, and as you're walking out the door, the owner says, "Oh, by the way, it has a mother out there. I already sold her last week. It could be she's still around. Maybe
That always happens. Okay, I'm saying you don't know. You never know who the father is, who the kid is, this that. So, but if they know, so then they have to be careful.
The Lashon says in this case, it seems to imply a good thing. But really, it's the bad thing. It should be like a story of Hanabish.
No, look. Typically they're not shechting every day, and they don't. Maybe he doesn't want to shecht. Maybe he wants to use it for plowing. See, Zara's Niska, he made sure that the Isser are. We're focusing now. 2 people want to shecht in one day. Mechatesa. Maybe he wants to shecht next week. They didn't have refrigeration then, so they had to shecht before his wedding. You know, his wedding's coming up in a month. Says the Mishnah. Shochat para v'achkach shnei boneo.
Shvius, Tevel, mother, son.
What?
It's a new level of kashrus. No kashrus of a live mother. It's a yasser. Same day. You check it whenever you want.
Eli, you probably have to tell the other person when you're shechting, yeah?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, you have to make sure. Right. Point it out. Call the guy up. The best is when you do the shechita real quickly. By the way, I just shechted. You don't say. Yeah, that's what it says.
Who says that?
You have to.
Later talks about when Moicher sells, he has to say specifically. But that's only, or do you have to say or not?
I'm telling you, so in halacha it says you should notify people because we're talking about also like a little bit of an argument here. You don't have to like scream it out, but you know who the other guy is. You know who the owner of the baby is. So just make sure he's not being over, even by mistake. All right, very interesting Mishnah. We have shochat para v'achkach shnei bonel. You shechted the mother, and then you went along and you shechted benoi, but benoi twice. How many yisurim are you over? Soifek shmoinim, you're over 2. Each offspring is in a special isser. You get 2 malchus. Shochat shnei bonel v'achkach shchota. Now it becomes interesting. He shechted the 2 babies. He wasn't over anything on shechting 2 babies. Then he shechted the mother. So he's over for Oisov as Benoi, but how many times? On the 2 babies or only 1 time? Says the Mishnah, Soivik is Harbam, he only gets 1, he only did 1 Avera. So yeah, you're right. Right now it turned out that there's 2 babies that were shechted in the same day as the mother. He only gets 1. We'll see that actually Sumchus is Mecholik on this as well. Shchatov as Bitov as Bas Bito, here's even a greater case. There's He shechted a grandmother, then he shechted the daughter, and then he shechted the grandchild. Mamish wiped out a whole mishpacha. In case you don't know what a grandmother looks like and a mother. But it becomes more important, this drawing for the next case.
Why shouldn't this be 80?
What?
Why shouldn't this be?
This is no shaila. This is 80.
Right.
He shechted her, and her. Fine. Here, next case. Shchotov es bito ves bas bito, so explain Shchotov es bas bito. So over here he shechted with the blue line. He shechted the granddaughter, and he shechted the grandmother, so there's no isser at all. Then he went and he inserted the middle one on the same day. And boom, they both became usser. So how many does he get? Soivik Zarbaim. He only gets 1. Now let's jump to Rashi for a second. The last Rashi, or second last Rashi in the Mishnah. What? Here, look at Rashi. Soivik Zarbaim. I can't explain it better than Rashi. Rashi says, the chad lavu, v'chad hasra, v'chad ma'isa. It's 1 lav, 1 hasra, and he took one action. He did one shchita, and one asra, and one. It's a combination of three things. Rashi says.
Each time he slaughtered, somebody said to him,
You have to. Every aver you do, you want to get malchus.
I'm saying.
If you want to be that guy that gets malchus, you have to make sure that, hey, could you be my Eidim, please?
It's like a sort of a common
Excuse me, the very first case of the Mishnah in that case doesn't make sense.
Yeah, why?
Because it's one, it's one Asra.
Yeah, but it was two.
Then stick us.
No, he shechted another kid afterwards. 5 minutes later, he shechted another kid.
You got a separate Asra.
That I don't know.
If you had
But there was
one
two
long
maisim.
Besides, if you had one long knife and you checked both of them together.
What?
If you had a long knife and you
Then 100% it's nothing. It's one maisa. Sumcha soimer. Mishum Rebbe Meir, Soifig Shmoinim. Even in this case, when he shechts just the mother, he's over in both. Now the Gemara is going to go in to what. Meanwhile, the last case. Rashi later on says that he's talking about even the first case of the Mishnah. It's no nafkamina. Because we have to understand what Sumchas means. What does he hold exactly? Could you be over? You're over two lavim in one mice also? So now the Gemara just goes into what we took for granted. Amai, oisiv es benoy amar Rachmana, v'loi benoy v'oisai. If you shecht, in this case, that you shechted the grandkid before the mother came afterwards, maybe that's not a problem. Because the Torah says, oisai es benoy. First you shecht her, then you shecht her. But what if you did reverse? The whole sugi, I told you this Gemara, that there is no difference if you go this way or this way. But now we learn it. How do you know? That's how the Torah says it. First you do the parent, then you do the child. What if you start from the child and then you go up to the mother? Why does the Torah say them? So now there's a very nice Rashi here. Maybe we should jump into it quickly. It's the last Rashi. The only way you can have two people being over is the three animals. Whatever. The aim, now Rashi just goes in to explain the obvious. If it's talking about that he shechted the mother and then he shechted, like your case before, he shechted one kid and then another kid, of course he chayiv. Pshita, mali chad or mali trey. What's the difference? He did two separate isurim, two asras, whatever it is. And if he shechted three generations, pshita also. There's no each one is a consecutive, it's another generation after the generation. So it's oisves benoi. Obviously the Torah is coming to tell us a chiddush. What's the chiddush? Two separate people did it. One shechted the grandmother and one shechted the grandkid. First the middle one was shechted, and Reuven shechted the grandmother and Shimon shechted the granddaughter. So it goes in both directions. You're chayev. So what happened? You shechted this middle one, and then somebody shechted this one. So that's benoi and oisoi, and then you had oisoi and then benoi. So it goes in both. That's what the Torah is trying to tell us. Okay, it said says the Gemara, wait a minute, that word sishchatu lo sishchatu just to say simple pashut, a regular case of voices benoy lo sishchatu, you shouldn't shech the mother and the daughter. It's plural. Imkein nichtoiv lo sishchat. You shouldn't shecht both. Ma'ilo sishchatu, that it's two people. Vakatim yiboyle, the cause of Rachmana lo sishchat, have amino chad in treiloi. Maybe one person is shechting two animals, but how do you know that two separate people could shecht? Because Rachmana lo sishchatu va'afilu trei.
Good question.
What?
Good question. You need that question.
Yeah. Okay, because the word is plural, but it could say that same word in a different way. Why say sishchatu? It should say yishchatu. So I learned two things from here. First of all, it's two people, and we're also over even if it goes in the opposite direction. Even if it goes from baby to mother, you're also chayav shma min otarte. Shechata bezbaz bita. So if you shecht, the case that sumchus is choylekan. Shechata bezbaz bita v'achkach shachat bita. You shechted the grandmother and the granddaughter, and then you shechted the middle one. My time is the sumchus. Kosova sumchus ochal shnei zeisi chaylev behelem echad chayav shtei chatois. Sumchus will hold on one hand, maybe he holds that if you eat two, what's the typical case of somebody that's over Isser, somebody that eats chaylev. If you ate two pieces of chaylev, even in one helem, in one awareness, nobody let you know in between that you're over Isser, chayav shtei chatois. Because if you did it on purpose, you chayav kares. If you did it by mistake, you chayav two chatois. Oh, if that's the pshat of b'dinu de l'shminim ba'alma, so then what does it have to do with our Mishnah? Voices b'noi. It should just be a general rule that Sumcha says that anytime you do two averes consecutively, one after another, without any asra, without anything in between, without any knowledge, you chayav two on each and every ma'isa. Even though we're dealing with two separate cows, the grandmother and the grandchild. Yes, you're right. His maisa was on one cow, but we're being mechayev him on the grandmother and the grandchild. Those were two separate maisa before. Patri Rabbanon. Or maybe, so this is far-fetched to say that Sumchus holds you're always chayev for every maisa you do, even without any awareness in between. Oidilma kasava Sumchus. And over here Rashi says that he would be chayiv according to this on shechting two kids, and then later on shechting the mother, you'd be chayiv two times on that ma'isa.
Where are you jumping to the other case now?
The first case of the Mishnah. Oidilma, or maybe no, and this is what we're going to be learning today till the end of the Amid, and even into tomorrow. What exactly does Sumchus hold? Does he hold that you're chayiv on every maisa, regardless of your knowledge in between? No, that would be too far to say that he's chayiv on each and every maisa. It's a special halacha over here. Since it's not the same chaylev over and over and over, every bite you take, you're going to be chayiv another chatos. That's like far fetched. Over here, it's two cows, so you chayiv on each and every cow, two separate gufim. Omerlei in kosavar ochal shnei zeisi chaylev be'em echad chayiv shtei chatois. No, it's like the first way we learned. He's chayiv on each ma'isa. Mimai midisnan hazireya kilayim. Kilayim would mean the pashas of the lashon. He did it twice. Loike. So we're talking about Kalayim of clay, akerem. We're talking about this isser to plant seeds of any fruit, of any vegetable together, right? You can't take tomato seeds and cucumber seeds and plant them. But we're talking about in the vineyard. In the vineyard, then it's a little different, according to one man Omar. Why? My loika, ilema loika achas pshita. If he's only like it one time for two times, okay. V'oid, my climb. What does it mean that he did it twice? Elopshita shnei malkois. Obviously it means he gets two malchus. But my skinon. What's the case? If it was a proper asra in between each maisa and he did it twice, tanina. That we don't need to say. Nazir a nazir obviously is not going to be chayiv on each reviz that he drinks. But if there was a hefsek with a hasra, somebody told him in between, don't drink. So then there's no need to say the same halacha by Klaim. If you drink wine, you chayiv in each one, and if you eat chaylev, you chayiv in each one. If you do, of course, every ever is the same thing. If there's asra in between, you're chayiv. Elopshito bevas achas uvasra achas. So it's talking about Klaim, that he planted it in one shot twice, and it was one asra, and mani. If it's our rabbanon by here, hashum mahasam, hasam meaning our Gemara, by Oisav B'nai, the Gufa Muchlakim Patri Rabbanon. By Oisav B'nai, they're completely separate, yet Rabbanon said, the Pater, Hachalei Kolshkein. So it can't be that it's Rabbanon that said by Klaya Kerem that he chayiv 2. If by 2 cows you're Pater, then by 2 seeds, of course you're Pater. Elalav Sumchosi. So then it's Sumchos, and this is raya number 1, maybe, that Sumchos holds, even though it's 2 seeds, it's the same thing. It's 2 pieces of chaylev. It's 2 cows. You chayiv mechaz with 1 asra. You chayiv on both. You chayiv twice. Says Gemara loy rabbanon umilsa agabuchi kamashvulon. Stand for the fun. This is a vineyard. A guy is planting these guys. This is obvious. He has to be planting. In order to make a vineyard, you have to plant the middle guy. This grape seeds. Yeah, you can see from the little grapes here. Seeds of a grape. The question is, what else is he planting with it? Is he planting any other seed? The Gemara calls any other seed, by the way, soirim, chitim and soirim. But it's not necessary to have chitim and soirim. It could be apples also. So is it necessary to have just one, chitim, or you have to do chitim and soirim together with the grape seeds? In other words, you need 3 seeds. When he takes his hand and he throws it into the ground, is he throwing 3 types of seeds or only 2 types of seeds? Grape and this, grape or this. Or maybe it's all 3. Grape, apple, orange, 3 seeds, or just grape and apple. When it comes to cucumbers, it's cucumbers and tomatoes. That's it. 2. Nobody has a havamina that you need cucumbers, tomatoes, and watermelon. Nobody says that. But when it comes to the vineyard, because of the pasuk, it seems to one manda omar that you have to do 3. So that's all that we're coming to tell you, not halacha of chayiv malchus. How many times is chayiv malchus? Who says this? No, that's if you want to be chayiv 2. Digitrate what? Digitrate gavne kalayim. Ulafuke with Rabbi Yosha. To say not, that we don't know like Rabbi Yosha. Dom Rabbi Yosha achi yizra chita usaoira v'chartzon. What's chartzon? Chartzon is the grape seed. That's how you plant the vineyard. So Rabbi Yosha says not only do you plant in order to be Rabbi Kalayim, a normal person just plants chartzon. You went along and you did chita usaoira. Not dafka chita usaoira, any seed in the world. But you need 2 other seeds besides the chartzon. B'mapoyos yad, in one shot, in one hand. Komash malon d'chizor achito v'chartzon usoir v'chartzon. If I did one time achito v'chartzon and then another time soir v'chartzon, then I'm chayiv twice. That's all he's trying to say.
It's not really trega, it's 1,000.
What? Hold on. Nachman says no. What?
If I do only chita v'chartzon or just the iron chartzon,
right.
Not 2. Not talking here about 2.
Fine. Yeah, each one. Yeah, 1 and 1. You don't need 3. 2 is enough. Toshma. So again, going back, what does Sumchas mean? Does Sumchas mean Dafka by us by Yosef is Benoi because we're talking about individual cows, a different maisa, or because it's even in the same thing over and over, you chayiv on each action. Tashma achal mizeh kizayis mizeh kizayis. We're talking about the Gida Nosha. Sciatic nerve. It's a good thing Nachman isn't there. No, it started off shvach and then it went sciatic nerve. It's better, yeah, Gida Nosha. I got a guy, I hope he's not watching, he wrote me, I don't know who he is, he says, could you please do the 8 minutes in English? So I sent him the link for the English. He goes, no, that's what I'm talking. I get that. I need it in English. Like, okay. Not joking. I got that. I had to have him in. That's what he meant. Like too much yeshivish words. You understand, Doc? He's shaking his head. Yeah. You get it. Was it you? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is grapeseed pips?
What? What's it called?
Grapeseed pips.
I have no idea. What is that?
The pips that you get in the
That's an English word. We're from.
Don't say pips.
No. Do we say pips?
No.
Sorry. Seeds.
Pits.
Pits. And you say PIP? Pips?
Not PIT.
From South Africa also they say pips?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is interesting that the Gid Anasha, it seems like there's a little bit of a shiloh where is this Gid Anasha? The Gemara wasn't so sure. We're going to have a sugi later on in a few daf. Where's the Gid Anasha? On the right side or the left side? The Gemara comes out that it's for sure on the right side, according to Rabbi Yehuda. But the way we understand the Gemara now is, if we had a shiloh, we didn't know, why don't we bring a raya from this? It says, if you eat two of them, two Gid Anashas from the right and the left, you get 80 malchus. You get 2 times malchus. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, in a sofik elo arbaim. Because Rabbi Yehuda holds, I don't know, Rabbi Yehuda holds there's only one Gid Anasha. And we know now that it's on the Hechidami. If it's one after another, my time of the Rabbi Yehuda Hasra Safeki. Now we know today where it is. It's on the right side, but according to that Gemara that we didn't know yet, in the whole Shakla V'Tayr of that Gemara, how is it possible, according to Rabbi Yehuda, that you get even one malchus? Since it could be on the left side and it could be on the right side, so what are the Eidim saying? The Eidim that come along and say, don't eat it, don't eat what? They can't say don't eat both. They say don't eat the right, and then they say don't eat the left.
In physical terms, it's on both sides, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the shadow is what.
Which one of the what did the Torah ask? Yeah. We know obviously it's there. You can tell it's here and it's there. But when the Torah said don't eat the Gid Anasha, according to Rabbi Yehuda, it only meant one. Which one? Safek. It's on the right. But before we get to the right, before we get to the last line in the sugya, how is it possible even to be mechayev in one? The Gemara should have proved from here that we know which one it is. It's on the right, because it says yichayev malchus. How could you be chayev malchus if it's a suffix?
Why you have to give the draw to such a point that it's the right or the left?
100%.
You're going to be over on Gid Anasha.
No, you can't just throw it out in the air. If you're going to eat one of these 10 things, you might be over. No, you have to say if you eat this, you're chayev Gid Anasha. My time the Rabbi Asra Safeki. Ushmina later Rabbi Yehuda Om Asra Safek Loish Masra. We're going to see in a second that this Mandavan says Rabbi Yehuda says that Asra Safek is a good Asra, but according to this Mandavan it says Asra Safek Loish Masra. It's not good. The Sanya he goes there. By the way, I finally figured out who's that guy. That guy is a shtickle mamzer. Like we don't know who his father is. That's how it all started. The problem started with the mother. What? Yeah, there is a book. It's called Shas. She was married to an individual, and they got divorced. Halachically, she has to wait 3 months to differentiate between the fathers. She didn't wait. She got married the next day. So now we don't know who the father is. Then this guy was born. This guy comes to his 2 fathers and says, "Look, I'm this guy." Patch. He smacks him right in the face because he wants to be over. But he doesn't know how to be over, so he smacks them both. He hits them both. He's makal both of them. So the shaila is, how do you give a guy like that hasra?
Everyday story.
On each one.
If it wasn't b'vasachas one after another, the guy is potter. He can't be that guy. So according to the Tanakami chayiv either way. Rabbi Yehuda Omer v'asachas chayiv b'zeh potter. Why? Because Rabbi Yehuda holds asra sofik lo yishma asra. So you have to be able to tell the guy, this is your father. Don't hit the guy on the right. You can't just throw it out there and say, don't hit both of them because maybe one of them is your father. That would be asra sofik. Because he don't hit that guy. He's your father. And you hit both of them. Either he hit them. No, it happened, but he did it with vasachas. He did it then.
Yeah, but it's like the same thing.
That guy is a talented guy.
We don't know who the father is.
He walked out of Beis Mikdash. He just did pigo ways, and then he smacked his father.
When says to him, don't hit your
No,
father.
if the
Don't
guy,
hit your father.
what?
You just don't hit your father, and he hits both of them at the same time. That's I would have thought is what he's talking
Don't
about.
hit your father.
Don't hit
Yeah.
your father. So it's-
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Don't
And if you
hit-
say,
don't hit the guy in the
if you
eye.
say, tell a guy don't eat chaylev, and there's 2 pieces of chaylev here, and he eats both of them in one shot, he's chayiv. That's not asra, because he just ate it as you said it.
What's the difference between that and the
You don't have to know that, but you can't be do one ma'isa and maybe the hasra was on this. Maybe this one, both faces are right, like them both.
So Kiranosha, why if he ate to the right and the left together, why do we say so?
You're right. If you ate both together, we're not talking about that. But Akoparim, you see, Rabbi Yehuda holds that has to be together. If it's not together, he's not chayiv. Why? Because Rabbi Yehuda holds asra suffix. Lo yishma asra, yer Judah. Okay, good. Umantano. Oh, where are we? Has to be that it's one. It happened in one shot and in one asra. Umantana kama. If it's our Rabbanon hashtu ma'os, the gufa muchlok and bat Rabbanon by us, by Yosef Benoy. What is 2 separate cows? We say that's potter hachalei kolchkein elalav sumchosi. So you have to say that it's sumchos, and we have a raya here that even when it's not one guf, yichayev.
Even when it is.
Even what?
Right?
Even when it is one.
It's 2. Over here we're going to say, don't let Pashup Shot, what?
Even when it's one. Even when Engel Mechulakim,
Yeah.
with the simplest you still have 2.
Was sagt ihr? Noch einmal. ומה נעילה מרבנון דבלי על ידי סמכות השומר, עושים דגובים מחולקים פדרי רבנון, החלוי קולצ'קיין, אליו סומכוסי. Right.
About one animal, so it's not Gufim Mechulakim.
אליו סומכוסי. That what? That even in one guf you chayiv 2 times. Even one guf you chayiv 2 times. So that's a raya that we're going in the worst case scenario. The first svara, that on 2 pieces of chaylev, 1 guf, you still chayiv 2 times.
Here actually says that he uses 2 hands.
Here he says 2 hands?
Yeah.
Where do you see that? Oh, his father. How do you hit 2 men at the same time with 2 hands or with 1 stick?
Yeah, so Rashi
One
makes,
One stick? Yeah.
Here Rashi says 2 hands.
Yeah, it has to be. You can't go like, if you go like this past 2 faces, it's one after another. It has to be in the same exact second.
It's like the one guy hit and did against the other.
Both simultaneously.
Yeah, with a stick, yeah, exactly. If you hit them like this on their head, yeah. 2 animals, correct. If he shechted his 2 fathers at the same time, like the 2 animals, he would be over for sure. Zog the Gemara. Loi loi lemezacheh v'rabbanon. And you asked me a kasha that what's the big chiddush according to Sumchos? According to Rabbi Yehuda, you need Hasra Safik doesn't work. Says Gemara, no, Hasra Safik does work. Vaitan Hasra Kiddush Tana the Rabbi Yehuda. Dom Hasra Safik Shma Hasra. The Sanya loisisim minad boiker. Talking about the Korban Pesach, you cannot leave any meat over. Vanoisim minad boiker beish tisroifu. Ba kosov oive. It's after 8. Ba kosov litin asay acher loisas loim shein loikin all of the Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says no. You're not over in a loisas, you're over in a asay. Meaning, so if we stop right over here, he's saying that what if it was a loisasa, you would be over. There was no asra. It was asra suffix. The guy told you, if you leave it over, you're going to be over. but I don't know if he's going to leave it over. I could eat it. So that's Asur Safek. And the only reason why he's not over is because it's an Asay. So you see that Rabbi Yehuda holds that Asur Safek is also Asra. Rabbi Yaakov, let's just finish this. The reason why by Korban Pesach you're not over is because he didn't eat it. He didn't physically do something, just left it over. That's the Lav Shem B'Maisa, Lav Shem B'Maisa, Ein